JP, good morning in Atlanta for our showcase game while we're in Secaucus or whatever. Good morning to you. I feel like, JP, the best conversations on this show happen in the commercial break, and we always talk about who's even the MVP of the Atlanta Braves. I mean, Robert talked about it. Matt Olson on pace for 60. What the heck is going on there?
Remarkable, Lauren, and good morning. I love this, and I want to recommend to everybody a great Q&A that Bill Ladson, our colleague at MLB.com, did with Matt Olson recently. And Bill Ladson asked Matt Olson point blank, if you have an MVP ballot right now, who are you voting for?
Oh, what'd he say?
Ronald Acuna Jr.
Of course he did.
Without a doubt. First of all, what a great teammate. It's a great choice that Matt made, too. There's no wrong answer here. But the point that Matt made was that Ronald Acuna Jr. right now can change the game in any way. He can steal second or third, as Matt pointed out to Bill. He can also hit a ball 500 feet. He can rob a home run. Then, of course, Olson, to the point that you were making about 60 home runs, he's really close to the pace that Judge was on a year ago. Look at these two amazing seasons. Olson, the edge, just barely in OPS. Of course, Acuna, the average, the stolen bases. We could be seeing a historic type season from Acuna when you look at home runs and stolen bases. And I'll be watching tonight, Lauren. Should Olson get home run number 44 this evening in our game, it's worth pointing out that Judge was on 46 home runs through game 122. This is game 118 for Olson and the Braves tonight. So it's close. It is maybe not right there yet, but if Olson has a huge week, he can pull right into the pace that Judge was on, Lauren, a year ago.
I see you working. If you know Matt Olson, he would never say, I'd vote for myself, and then walk in that clubhouse. You know that. And see Ronald Acuna Jr., he's too humble. DJ LeMahieu expected back after 5 days away. They need a boost, especially after the way they lost that game on Sunday. It's a calf, right? It's not connected to the toe of last season. Tell me.
Right. That's right, Lauren. So it's not the same injury that he went through last season. Is there a larger kinetic chain question? That's certainly well above my pay grade. But I do think that we're seeing in LeMahieu's case, it hasn't been a DJ-like season. But when he is on base and scoring runs, they're a different team. And so I think the Yankees, after LeMahieu has missed the last week and been out of the lineup, they're very excited to have him back tonight because they're quite simply a very different team when he plays. Their winning percentage when he scores a run is above 800, Lauren. They're 25-6 when he scores. When he does not score, they're 35-52. They have a 400 winning percentage thereabouts. That's how big of a swing it is for LeMahieu and the Yankees. And here right now is the wild card standings. The 5 games, it's important to note, but just as important, Lauren, is the 3 teams they have to pass to get there. And we saw what a great breakdown it was that Jake did about George Kirby. The Mariner pitching is so formidable. It's going to be tough, I think, for either the Red Sox or the Yankees to catch the Mariners. What a great series that was over the weekend. Baltimore and Seattle felt like a playoff series to watch. But certainly the Yankees now, they really have to make up some ground immediately. Easier said than done against the Atlanta Braves.
25-6 when DJ scores. That is incredible. I had no idea. 7:20 Eastern. First pitch from Cobb County, Georgia. You can watch it right here on MLB Network. Home run number, while we're on the topic of home runs, number 41 for Shohei Ohtani. Wow, but they skipped his start. Arm fatigue the reason. I mean, obviously. What is the plan for him? It's going to be a confusing month and a half into the off season for the Angels.
Lauren, there's so much riding on Ohtani. We know this. Every single start that he makes, there's the one eye on, can they possibly get the Angels back into the mix for a wild card berth? The other part is, what are we talking about for the offseason? And so what we know is that he's going to miss his next start because of arm fatigue, likely to come back and pitch at some point, according to MLB.com, either August 21st or the 22nd. So we're talking about a week from now is when he'll be back on the mound. To me, Lauren, I think that the manner in which Shohei ends the season, just individually speaking, will be closely scrutinized by the industry. He's made, since the start of July, 2 starts on 5 days rest. So that's the standard rest for Shohei. It's a 6-man rotation when he's on the team. So it's additional rest for sort of the normal 5-man rotation. But for him, it's standard. He's made only 2 starts on 5 days rest. So I think that other teams, the industry, all of us will watch carefully. How many starts does he make on 5 days? How does he look by the end of the season? And what does all of this mean for a free agency unlike any other that we've ever seen? So the Angels certainly hoping that they find a way to get back into this wild card race. But as we know, every day is precious and things have not been trending their way since the trade deadline.
Hey, you are going to be busy this winter, my friend, and you would have it no other way. I know you. So a question mark for Shohei Ohtani. It is official for Shane McClanahan out for the season. It says left arm injury. Number one, what does that mean in depth? And number two, how do the Rays round out this rotation that has been plagued by injury since the start?
Right, Lauren. It's a really important question. And the Rays, according to MLB.com, they do believe they'll get some more information today. McClanahan is due to visit with Dr. Keith Meister, who's a noted surgeon orthopedist for Major League Baseball. And we're not sure, honestly, to what extent there is the forearm elbow issue and what's going to be recommended. But obviously, it's not good right now that he's going to miss for the rest of the season. The question is now how much longer after that. He did have Tommy John surgery while he was in college at USF. That was back 7 years ago. As for the rotation, I think you have to really lean on Aaron Savali, Tyler Glasnow to a large extent, Zach Eflin. But you see those names now, the four at the bottom, they're all gone for the year. And the Rays are going to have to get creative. Do they go and start using some openers? It really, I think, tells us just how important the Savali acquisition was when it was made. But Lauren, we now know how well the Orioles, for example, are playing. We talk about the way that the Mariners are gaining ground in the AL wildcard picture. This is going to be, I think, a very, very delicate time for the Rays with their pitching. And I think they're going to have to lean all the more on the likes of Glasnow and Eflin and Savali as well to really carry things forward. But they're going to have to count their depth in a big way.
It's not just their names. The last three were pitching incredibly well when they got injured. Hey, JP, some more news yesterday involving the Rays shortstop. What's the latest on Wander Franco?
Yes, Lauren, MLB is right now looking into some allegations that were made via social media about Franco's off-field conduct. The team did release a statement yesterday as things came to light during the game. Quote, during today's game, we were made aware of the social media posts that are circulating regarding Wander Franco. We take the situation seriously and are in close contact with Major League Baseball as it conducts its due diligence, end quote. The Rays are in San Francisco to begin a series against the Giants.